Our view is that a company in this day and age will not survive unless you have your long-term, you won't survive unless you embrace shared value, unless you're making a difference. So whether you're the smallest company to the largest company in a country, you have to embrace this. And I think it starts at, right at every individual and employee that you have, and it's in the DNA of a company. It comes from the top all the way to the bottom. And that's how you create it, because it becomes a mindset of a company. Yes, we're in this business to make money. A profit is not a dirty word. And unless you're making a profit, you can't create shared value. You never should behave like a monopoly provider. You must always give competitive pricing. You must also always look after the communities in which your customers are coming from. If you're not looking after those communities and putting money back into it, so if I'm not, for example, if we're not employing people locally, okay, if we're not capacity building, training people, like if we first go into a market, we're not going to find technology experts, we're not going to find marketing people, but we have to take a long-term review, a 5 to 10 year training plan. So our attitude is that we hire for attitude and we train for skill, because we are going to be here in 10 years' time. But that girl that we took from high school, because there really is very little third level education in the islands, but that girl that had great attitude, that 18-year-old that just graduated from high school, we took her on, we put her through a training program. She then joined a management training program. She's now a CEO. You have to go actively look for those people. You've got to look for a spark, look for an attitude. You've got to embrace it, you've got to nurture it, you've got to bring these people along, because they are the future. Okay. And that is really, and you really got to walk that walk, because you won't survive long term otherwise. We've partnered with several companies. One such company, we've partnered with the power company in Papua New Guinea, where it's been a challenge in Papua New Guinea because all power is prepaid. So if you run out of power at 2 a.m. in the morning on a Saturday morning, well, bully to you, you have to wait until a Monday morning till you go down to your local supermarket and get credit put on your meter. So we went to the power company and we worked on a solution, and we developed a platform that means that if you have a Digicel phone and you run out of credit at 2 in the morning, you just send a text message to your meter, and bang, your electricity comes back on again. That had an impact, a huge impact on people's lives. We need to constantly innovate through technology to benefit our customers and benefit the communities that we serve. I mean, ultimately, you can be living in a far-off island in the Pacific somewhere, but your device that you have in your hand is bringing you into a first world country and experience of what's going on. And just because you live there does not mean you have a lack of thirst for knowledge of what is actually going on in the bigger world.
And do you see some of the innovations that I mean, so you're not about text messages and more airtime and things, you're about services by the sounds of it?
Absolutely.
Do you see yourself being able to bring some of these things that maybe, get incubated in some of the emerging markets, coming to more developed markets like Australia?
It's, when you're out in the islands, there are an awful lot the islanders can teach us. And you'll see that the more you travel. And I think that once that confidence happens within the people in those developing countries, that they actually can add benefit to our lives, but they just possibly can't see it yet, but there is so much out there.